Hello, this is the Forest Daughter, and I'm going to show you the next step in my Woods Edge twin pair of journals. After I have selected the digitals and printed them out and cut off the white edges, I know that I'm going to do 2 books of 5 signatures each. And I explained in the last video that I'm not clever enough to figure out how to print back to back. So I glue them together, which is an extra step. It makes them a little thicker, a little more rustic. And I really don't mind. I like finger painting with glue. It's kind of fun. So I'm going to show you what I've put together for one of the signatures. I have one little piece, and I had another little piece, and I'm going to glue those 2 together. That'll go over the top of a whole signature against the regular paper that'll show out around the edge, and it's just kind of a decorative outer edge for one of the signatures. So my goal was to have a little bit of all the things and not too many of any one of the things. And like I said, these look like an old master's picture, and they are the theme for both journals. So I had to pick backs. So if you're looking at each, let's do it this way. If we're looking at each of the signature centerfolds, it's going to be 1, 2, then one of this more cool green, 3, got too much on my table because I am in the middle of working. You can hear my dryer thumping away in the background. 4 and 5. Let's get that a little more centered. So I had to pick pieces to go on the back since I don't have these printed on the back, and these are on ivory cardstock and ivory colored paper. Makes the edges less glaring. So for this one, I selected this. So when it's in the signature, it'll be folded like this. The inside, I'm gonna coat with a clear polyurethane varnish so the ink doesn't come off, and they can be meditated on or handled, and they'll last longer. So that's gonna be signature 1. Signature 2 is gonna have this deer in the center. And for the back of this one, I picked one of the trees, the old master's looking trees that had a torn border, just to add more interest. So that'll be the second signature. The centerfold on the third is going to be this more blue-green set of trees. And I picked one of these papers to go on the back, which when it's folded will allow you a place to write. So that's the third. The fourth, I just have my cup of coffee in the way here. It's another one of these darker trees. And for the back of this one, I picked one of the witch patterns. It's a shorter page. It was probably A4 or A5. It's the English measurement instead of the American. So I'll just put a strip of pretty paper over the top of that, and it'll just blend right in with all these different edgings. So that is going to be the fourth. And the fifth signature is this pair of deer and the bird. And for the backing of that, I chose one like this, which will mean the last signature is going to look like that. So those are the 5. And then I thought I'd show you how I glue the pages together. It's not exciting and it's not fancy, but I thought it might be fun for you to see how this old woman gets things done. So I'm actually working in the other book right now. It's going to be this one, and I picked for the back this bright floral. One is cardstock and one is paper. I start with the cardstock and make sure the top is at the top of my work surface. Then I take my fancy Elmer's glue all, which is just like Elmer's school glue, except it's thicker, dries faster, which is a really nice bonus, and doesn't warp the paper as much. So just tediously, it only comes out so fast no matter what you want. So you can't tell if I'm in the view here. Just spend time putting the glue on the paper. Cleanup is really easy with Elmer's. It's just a damp cloth. I use a damp cotton cloth and just rinse it out as I go several times because it does get full of glue. Then rinse it out with a little dishwashing soap when I'm done with my session. Squeeze it out tight, throw it over the back of the chair till it's dry, and use it again the next time. Super easy. Gets meditative. You can draw all sorts of things in the glue. You can draw ruins for good luck, names of trees, smiley faces, mazes. It starts to look like a maze. I'll probably go through a whole bottle of the Elmer's glue all for a journal project. 2/3 of a bottle. It's about $5, a little over $5, $5.50 for a bottle of glue all. I can get the bigger bottles, but I like having it hand size. Okay, so once you get it on there, you literally finger paint. You rub it into the edges, try to get it on all the surfaces. If your finger snags or drags, not enough glue. You don't really want too much glue or it takes longer to dry. So yeah, the edges are important. And then it does come off onto the table. Grab your glue cloth, just wipe it off. Again, make sure the top is at the top or you will end up getting a page upside down, sure as anything. The floral, this has a butterfly or a fairy, and last time I showed it to you upside down. So this time I have noticed it, and I'm gonna try to make sure she's upright, though I'm sure a fairy insect could fly upside down if she wanted to. Lining up the edges, you're gonna have to trim them, it doesn't matter. Sometimes if you take the same damp, ooh, I shook the camera, my bad. Sometimes if you take the same damp cloth and use it on the thinner sheet of paper, if you're gluing two of different weights together, it helps keep it from curling if you put it on this side of the paper as well. And then it's the tedious part of literally trimming the edges, because no matter how careful you are, they're not gonna line up. And that's fine. It's a junk journal, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. You can wait till it's dry to trim the edges, but then when you stack them to dry, sometimes they stick together because of the overhang of the glued edge. Like I said, I'm not perfect, and I will go back and touch these up when they're dry. I just don't like them. I stack them to dry with paper towels in between them to help get the moisture. And I let them dry overnight. They're not perfect. A little spot of glue there. So I'm gonna do this 12 times because there's that little piece and then 5 signatures for each. So you look on one side and you trim, and then you flip it over because different edges will show white on each side. Not a big deal. You can see how the paper is wanting to curl. It's okay. Look, that'll trim when it's drier. It's fine. It'll all be fine. Be brave. If it looks a little ratty, stick a pretty piece of washi tape over the edge. It's not life or death. If it's not fun, why bother, right? So you get the idea. I'm gonna do this on every single sheet. And then I take, I'll show you. I just take plain old paper towels and I layer it like this, and then I put heavy books on them overnight. In the morning, I'll be able to better trim the edges where they're showing and go from there. So that's the second step, is deciding what order and which images will go in your center folds of your signatures. and I'm working on 5 signatures each for 2 books, so I need 10. And I'm gluing the back and front of those signatures together today and letting them dry. I'll see you on the next step.